first question, I know some organizations may be struggling on where to even start with this process. So what vetting process did the NHN follow to make your reporting decision for this year and beyond?
Yeah, and that was a struggle for us. So the first thing we had to tackle was who to even bring to the table to discuss what our strategy was going to be. Now, for us, our two health systems equal roughly 90% of our total population, and we already have direct data feeds set up with those folks or with those health systems, excuse me. So we already have our, bi-weekly value-based care reporting stand-up where we meet with our health system partners, and we've discussed APP with this group multiple times, so it's not a new topic to that group. So we took it to them, I took it to them and said, hey, who do we need to bring to the table to have a discussion on the reporting options and what our strategy is going to be? With that group's feedback, then we set up I don't want to call it a task force, but we set up that separate meeting with the folks that were already identified with our health system partners to say, yes, here's who we should bring to the table to gather those insights and do the compare and contrast with the, that deep dive into what the reporting options are and what those specs could look like for us. So we gathered those resources to have a separate call, and Jordan was part of that conversation as well. So she was on and was able to speak to any questions as they came up for how Cohen, as our data partner, approaches reporting options for data ingestion, deduplication, and output. And we started with a similar pro-con list to what you guys saw earlier, and then dove, like I said, deeper into the specs for what this would look like for us. And with that group, that smaller subset of folks, specifically for our health systems and the ACO, we came up with a proposed solution that we then took to our data advisory committee, which consists of the IT and data leaders for the ACO and the health systems, and said, hey, here's what we're thinking, and here's why, and got their input on what our proposed solution would be. And with the understanding of this is still going to be the first of many conversations to have with the information we have on hand right now, and got their input so that we could kind of start to define that high level roadmap of 2024 plus for our ACO. So just to kind of drive that home, first thing to tackle is who do you even bring to the table to have the conversation or to start digging in and putting together that reporting strategy.
Yeah, and I would add to that from my perspective, what I was lucky enough to be involved with is you guys did a great job just educating all the players. For a lot of people, this is a new process. It's confusing. So I think simply, laying it out and explaining what all the different options are and the pros cons, like you said, was really important. So thank you for that insight.